Hey everybody, the Resviral here, and welcome back to more of Planescape Torment. I didn't turn this down, did I? Oh well. What am I currently? Am I a mage? No, I'm a fighter. Oh. Well, bugger. What does he have? Oh, okay.
In enduring, grow strong.
I guess.
What is your will?
Make me a mage. Alright. Then I need to do that. Booyah! My charisma is 21. Perfect. Yolmi! Yeah, I did that for a reason. This stern-looking woman, not looking older woman, seems to be looking for someone. Her eyes fixed upon your face as you approach her. You there, might I have a word with you? Yes, you're Yolmi, correct? I spoke to your messenger.
Updated my journal.
I am pleased to meet you then. She gives a slight bow. I would make you a somewhat unusual proposal. Though you must admit, you are an unusual man. I will give you 1,000 copper commons for your permission to kill you. Are you open to discussion on the matter? Sure, why not? After a short discussion, it comes down to the following terms. Yolmi will pay you 2,000 copper commons. In return, you will allow her to drive her dagger into your heart. She will wait for you to awaken, at which point she will give you the coin. Do you agree to this then? Yes, let's do it. The affair is over in a moment. She's already cleaned her blade and put it away by the time you've recovered. After picking yourself up off the fest hall floor, Yolmi hands you several rolls of copper coins while you rub your aching chest. Somewhat disappointing, I must admit. Oh well, coin well spent nonetheless. Farewell. Yes, farewell.
Updated my journal.
So did I get... I mean, I got 2,000 coin, but does that put me at 19k? Ah, it put me at 17. Okay. Alright. Right, I need to become a fighter again.
What is your will?
Things I would know. Talk to me about your teachings. There we go. Boom. The hell? Oh. Why the hell did it move the camera all the way down there? Bit weird. Okay, so... just put that there. And then there. Very nice. Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of clock charms too. And blood charms. Oh, and that's a heart charm. Okay. Okay, so we've got... we did whatever it was with Yolmi, but sadly it didn't give us any experience. Mertwin the Headless, right, yeah, we dealt with him. We have Splinter, so let's have a word with him, I suppose. Alright, Splinter, how are you doing? Whoa, this towering man's golden skin sparkles slightly, almost as if it were metallic. Whether it's his actual flesh or merely painted on, you cannot tell. He regards you coolly as you approach, giving a respectful bow as you draw near. Welcome to the Civic Fest Hall, traveller. We are Splinter, Doorman to the Fest Hall and Priest King of How may we help you? Despite his humble offer of aid, his voice is powerful and commanding. A deep and rumbling sound that resonates throughout the chamber. How can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveller. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the sensoriums or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it's through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made. Spells, items and such. Oh. Right, okay. Wait, so... another question. What lectures are there to attend? Whoa, okay. I don't want to actually attend any of them. I just wanted to know about them. So the Fest Hall's current speakers include Death's Advocate, who speaks of death and what follows it, Gaius the Crooked, who speaks of the Blood War, and Three Planes Aligned, who speaks of the power of alignment and belief. Assuming they are currently here and well, we could direct you to one of their lectures at any time. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't really want to listen to a lecture. Ooh, how can you help me? Is there somewhere I could rest here? There are lodgings within the Fest Hall, but only members of the Society of Sensation are permitted to use them. Should you wish to visit them, walk eastward through the Fest Hall. From here, you'll eventually come to them. The clerks there allow sensates into the room, or into their rooms. So there are no other ways to get a room here. You must be a member of the Society of Sensation. What if I already was a sensate? I haven't come to this place in a long time, but I assure you, I was a sensate. Splinter bends down a ways to examine you more closely. We do not recognize you, but we see no lies dripping from your tongue. Very well. We shall grant you access... Wait, access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation. If you can show us what sensations you have gathered recently. Alright, I'm ready. Ooh. Okay. We would ask for 5 sensations, then each pertaining to one of the body's senses, or a single experience which has strong elements to all 5 senses. I'd have a single experience to contribute. Then, I woke up not knowing where I was on a cold blood-slicked iron slab in the bowels of the mortuary, a place where only the dustmen or the corpses in their care have seen. Go on. Bloody hell. My entire body reeked of embalming fluid, but even the smell of that was not enough to match the coppery scent of gore around me. Dozens of bodies lie on countless bloody slabs like the one I rose from, all in the process of being gutted, flayed, and the like by nightmarish clockwork devices for reasons unknown. The only sounds were the squeals of laboured metal and the unsteady tread of undead workers as they pushed the slabs about the mortuary on rusted iron tracks. A disturbing experience. And I even left out the part about the chattering skull that flew at me as soon as I was upright. Will it suffice, Splinter? Yes. We welcome you back, Traveller, and grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation. Nice. I had a couple questions. There we go, I got some experience too. I want to ask you... somewhere I could rest. Right, okay. Right, so, there was someone I was looking for here. Who is it you were seeking? Traveller. Merriman. Merriman is usually pacing back and forth around the lecture halls. Travel through the middle door on the eastern wall, and the door beyond that as well. You will likely be wandering within the hallway you'll find yourself in. Alright. I'm looking for somebody else. So, Montag? Or Montague? I don't know how you say him. His name, even. A factotum here. The Montag is a busy young man. He can usually be found moving between this chamber and the 3 that lie on it, along its eastern wall. Other questions? How can you help me, Splinter? Oh, right, yeah. I'd like to buy something. Oh, very nice. Whoa. Scroll of Power Word Blind. It's a level 8 spell. The spell blinds up to 100 hit points of creatures within 15 feet from the specified target point. The blindness spreads outwards from the center, affecting creatures with the lowest HP totals first. Those with more than 100 HP are not affected. What? That's crazy. What the hell? That is crazy. Also, it's expensive. For a good reason, I would say. Shit. Really was not expecting all that. My god. Alright. Right, we've done Mertwin's crap. So who else is there? Sense it. Like, we're looking for the people... No.
I'm gone.
No, we're looking to, like, finish off some of those quests that we got from the brothel. Like Marissa's Crimson Veil, Juliet's Love Life. Wait, who do I have to speak with for Juliet? Because I really don't remember. Oh, yeah, oh, that's who it is. Okay. That's... so Gaius the Crooked. Oh, right, these are the lectures. Warrior in training. Is anybody here actually named? No, they're all just warriors in training. Is this another lecture hall? Yeah, 3 planes aligned. I mean, I'm just looking for Montague. Sense it. These are all just people talking amongst themselves. Jumble Murder Sense. God, they have the best names. Yeah, I'm like looking around. I don't see anybody wandering about. Oh, there he is. This handsome young man seems lost in thought. His brow furrowed and a slight frown upon his lips. Greetings. And to thee, sir, hail. What dost thou wish of me? Are you Montague? I need to speak with you about Juliet. Oh, he gives you a puzzled, slightly suspicious look. I demand her love, and I demand that you withdraw your false protestations of love before I mash you into tiny bits. Thou love her... Thou love her so that thou would fight me. I mean, yes. He studied you for a moment. Thou art passionate about this matter, I see. Passion stems from love, thou love her, and I could not deny her a love such as thine. I shall from this moment onward hold no claim on her. Thou may do as thou wish. Hold a moment, this was all a ruse. A ruse? Of what sort? She wanted to provoke you into fighting for her. Oh! Did she think my love so boundless that I would engage in fisticuffs with a brutally scarred man of thy stature? Perhaps she thinks my devotion of her a little high. So, what should be done about this ruse? Turnabout is a fair play. I say ignore the cheer, act distant and unconcerned. That'll spice things up considerably. Truly? Trust me, kid. Start ignoring her, create some friction, leave them wondering, and they'll be clawing all over to discover what the matter is. Right, Chief? No, that's a poor idea. Oh god, what the heck? What do I do? God, it doesn't work. Oh man. I'm just trying to think what I should do. Should I say you're having an affair? Say that you're bored with the relationship, that she's not interesting enough anymore. Thou art saying that I should feign disinterest so as to pique her interest. Assuredly that is irony. I shall agree to what thou suggest and observe the results. Good luck, I hope it works out. Farewell. And a farewell to thee as well, sir. Now, I've some things to attend to. Should we meet again, we might speak more of the matter. He bows and turns to go. Okay, that was different. Quise? Quise? Should I go and speak with the lecture people? I mean, I could just speak with him now. Yeah, sod it. Oh, it's a statue. So this is a life-size granite statue of a gentleman standing with his arms at his sides. Eyes closed, it is of excellent craftsmanship, exquisitely detailed and incredibly lifelike. So much so, in fact, that you find yourself wondering if it is really a statue at all. The statue makes no response. Oh. Chief? You've seen statues before, right? Know that they don't talk or anything. Consider this, Mort. You're a floating, talking skull who's denying the possibility of a living statue. Well, got me there, boss. I do, Mort. I'll just touch him. You touch the statue, and find that while the clothes that adorn it are of grey cloth rather than rock, the skin is as cool and hard as granite. Why would someone clothe a statue? Maybe it's a little too anatomically correct, Chief. It was a rhetorical question, Mort. Sure, boss. I knew that. Do I strike the statue? As you make to strike the statue, its eyes flash open and it catches your fist in an iron-hard grip. Narrowing its cold grey eyes, it speaks with a voice like two boulders grinding together. Why would you strike Quise? Forgive me, I only meant to see if you were truly a statue. He nods slowly, frowning. You are forgiven. However, one feels you are lacking patience. Okay. I have some questions. The statue remains as silent as ever. Okay. Hello? My questions? Still no response. Be patient. Wait for a response. There's still no response. You get the sense that Quise might be testing your patience. Keep on waiting. A few minutes pass and Quise has still failed to respond. Wait quietly for a few more moments. The statue's eyes open, he gazes at you with cold grey eyes, he speaks ponderously with a voice like two boulders grinding together. Your patience is noted. Quise would speak with you now. Mort rolls his eyes and makes a gagging noise. Powers, no, not another Burke that talks like this. Oh no. So I have questions about you. After a period of silence, he speaks. Ask, what is it you were meditating upon when I first found you? Meditates upon the Way of Stone. The Way of Stone? He nods. A philosophy, a method of combat. With it, Quise seeks to achieve invulnerability. Invulnerability? You'd be unbeatable in combat. Yes. Now, the way is not yet perfect. Quise will make it so. One day. Quise knows this. Can you tell me what you've discovered so far? He nods. No one has asked Quise to share his knowledge of the way. Quisei shall do this now. He begins to speak at length, slowly and carefully. Listen and learn the way of stone.
Updated my journal.
After hours of listening and many questions, armor class -1, perfect. You come to understand what little of Quisei's way of stone he can teach you. In combat, you will use it to resist and deflect your enemy's blows, improving your armor class. Well, ain't that cool? I have other questions. Okay, so about you? Who are you? I'm called Quisei. What are you exactly? One is of the race called Stone Princes. Quisei is Genasi of Earth. Genasi?
Updated my journal.
He nods proudly. Quisei's father, an elemental creature of Earth, a Dao? Quisei's mother, a human woman, of noble heritage, such as what it is to be Genasi of Earth. What do you do here? He meditates, also trains others in the arts of combat. Can you train me? He looks you up and down, making a deep rumbling noise. Slowly he picks up his hands and breaks off one of his fingernails with a sharp crack. Quisei would see you break this stone. He hands you the shard of living rock. Do I want to break the stone? Sure. Break the stone. With some effort, you snap the shard of rock in two. He takes the stones from you and places them in his mouth, chewing them to dust with a harsh cracking sound. Quisei finds you physically suitable. Quisei would now ask, why do you seek training? To defend myself. Quisei finds no need for melee then. What do you mean? Quisei means to say that there are many ways to do these things. One may steal an opponent's weapon, leaving him defenseless. But the battle must still be fought. To rely on theft is a mistake. After a time he nods. One may hide. If one cannot be seen, one cannot be attacked. One is invulnerable. But no thief has mastered stealth to such a degree, and some foes can't be hidden from. Your scent or very thoughts will give you away. After short wait, he nods. Mighty spells can smite many foes, more quickly than any blade. Mages are like a flask of flaming oil, powerful but once spent nothing. They are physically deficient, their spells merely crutches against this deficiency. When one sorcery is spent, the core of combat still remains. He smiles slightly, making a deep rumbling around his heart sound in his throat. Quisei finds you fit to teach. Meet Quisei in the training chamber. I'll be there shortly.
Updated my journal.
Alright. It doesn't even show him moving. So, training room, which is here? Or is it this one? It could be either. Our survey says he's in this next room. Oh, wait, no, he's there. I'm an idiot. He regards you coolly with his eyes of granite. You are here to train under Quisei? Yes, train me. Are you a warrior by trade? Yes. Oh wow. So Quisei is proficient in all weapons, specializing in none, master of many. What would you learn of Quisei? My fists? Yeah, because I use the punch dagger the most. Quisei shall teach you the art of fighting with one's fist. Is this what you wish? Yes. To evaluate what skill you have, Quisei shakes his head. Quisei finds you already proficient in this form of combat. Can teach you no more if you wish. To learn more of this weapon, seek Koror in the lower ward. Something else you could teach me? I've got a club, I think. Club. Yeah, sure. Quisei shall teach you then. Train with him. Quisei is pleased. With you as a student, you learn quickly. You can learn no more at this time. Return to Quisei when you become more experienced. Okay. So these are the ones that are giving off the lectures. We've got Gausis the Crooked. This squat, hunched old man still has the broad shoulders and scarred, calloused hands of a worker or warrior. An aura of weary despair seems to hang about him. He appears to be giving a lecture at the moment. Stay for the lecture. Right, now listen up. This is the seminar on the war. If you're here to listen about the Blood War, take root. If you're not, you're in the wrong hall, and you'd best jump your soft, comfy loving Sigilian limbus stems out of here. The Blood War? More boring than listening to a governor recite laws. Let's find some young sensates who need to be indoctrinated in the ways of passion. He waggles eyebrows in anticipation. No more, I want to hear this. So the man suddenly throws a dark eye over the audience as if looking for something. And further, if you're Tanari or Batazu, jump your scaly eyes out the door. As not letting your ornery bastards bend an ear to this, and then listen to your balmy arguments. Oh, that's not very nice now, is it? Because this is no discussion on who's right. Behind you hear the sound of something large leaving the lecture hall. It just tells the Blood War from the human point of view. It's not promoting one side or another, because they both stink in different ways. The speaker becomes somber. So, what's left here wanting to listen to some Blood War stories? Tales about the war. Ear to ear, the horror of it all, no doubt. The floating fortresses wove and weaved a human skin. The plains wide battlegrounds the Blood War will be fought on. Jesus. It's quite hard to read his dialogue because he misses off H's. He bares his yellow teeth. Tales of fiends locking fangs with other fiends. His snarl fades and he suddenly looks bored. Keep listening. Well, let me peel back your lids and crack your bone boxes. 'Tis all a steaming heap of balmy nonsense to be dwelling on that forge dung. He spits in derision, rolling his eyes wildly. I'll tell you this though, you can't imagine the scale the Blood War is fought on. Nothing you've seen, heard, or participated in, nothing compares. Time, numbers of legions, sheer bloodshed, nothing compares, Berks. To try and imagine it, forget it. My advice, simple, stay away from the big bloody mess altogether. The only thing you need to know is this, fiends are killing fiends, Batazu are slaughtering Tanari, Tanari are butchering Batazu, right now. He spits again, neither's winning. Don't think either can win, biggest stalemate this side of eternity. Thank the powers. That's it, he shrugs. That's it, I'll be answering any questions you got for me now. Ask a question. What do you want, Cutter? Ooh. How does one survive? How does one survive the Blood War? You wanna know how to survive the Blood War? 3 things, Cutter. He holds up a maimed hand with only 2 fingers. Go on. First off, you stay the pike out of it. Secondly, keep yourself the piking elves out of it. And lastly, you stay the bloody piking sod pike out of it. If any part of the war rolls your way, let your imagination give your bum a kick and run as far and fast as you can. If you can't run, then lies really still and pray it passes you by. He pauses for a moment, except there's no place it don't touch and there's almost nowhere you can run to get away from it. If there's nowhere to run, why aren't there fiends fighting in Sigil? Oh now, Cutter, look, they have fought here. A few times. Sometimes we get a little spillover from the Blood War. Our Lady of Pain, bless her steel-ridden heart, puts out the fires. Go on. Some of the time, he sneers, there's been times some horrifying drizzle on yourself, you're so sodden scared times. When they've smashed and burnt and clawed their way through whole sodden city blocks in Sigil before she decided to clean house. He clucks his tongue and winks cynically. So she ain't always as keen on stopping the Blood War as it might seem, see? Why don't the fiends just take Sigil? He laughs, but it turns into a sputtering cough. Don't get me wrong now, both the Tanari and the Batazu want Sigil fierce. 'Tis the most precious staging ground in the Piken multiverse. The cage is the city adores and connects everywhere. You can't ignore it, and if you're serving in the Blood War and want to win, you gotta have it. Okay. The man coughs again. 'Tis just the fiends aren't going to get it while the lady's in charge, 'tis all. She's tough as nails. Her blades will cut you deeper than any fiend's fang. And that not the fiend's stems like you wouldn't believe. Okay. One quiet lady, her hands tucked in her sleeves, holding back the Blood War all by herself. He laughs bitterly. But fiends are still allowed in Sigil? Oh, damnably certain. They can't brawl in the streets, too much. So as neutral ground, Sigil allows them to rattle their bomb boxes without trying to murder each other. Sometimes they'll chat it up with each other, here. The peace don't stay that way for long though. Also, just cause they can't butcher each other in the streets, don't mean spies, recruitment and backstabbing don't still go on here. They fight battles with lies and words, Burke. Sometimes 'tis all in the bluster and blather. And there's safe houses about too, places where they can cool their talons before the next skirmish. And they like to recruit here too, looking for boys fresh off the plains with a little greed in their hearts that they can make part of their glorious army. He stopped speaking to peer closely at you, mayhap they recruited you once. Hey Cutter, you look like you've tasted the war. Perhaps. Oh, there we go. The war leaves a scar on you, Cutter. You'd know. And you'd never know... and you'd know you'd never want to go back. Your temples begin to throb painfully as you consider the man's words. A memory begins to surface. Hooray! The lecture hall begins to fade from view as terrible visions begin to seep up from the base of your mind. Visions of a place where seasons are like nothing you've ever seen or heard, or tried to shut out. A place where prayers go unheard, falling like stones to the earth, vein-coloured lightning flashes across things that were once sky, but now boil beneath your feet and scream when you brush against them. You run at the head of a large band of men, passing through dark canyons where the walls quiver mightily and beat like a heart, wearing only your own blood as clothing. At last you stand in a place where the ashen grey terrain slithers like a mass of snakes, calling around your ankles and whispering your evil to the earth. You march endlessly, silently through this colourless land, where fatigue seems to live and hunt you like a shade over the wastes, whipping you with despair. In time, you and the ragged men who follow you come upon a hag sitting upon a mound of gigantic, writhing lava. A larvae. Poking at one of the slime-covered things with a broken talon, you indicate for one of the men to run forward and speak with her. The hag's grating voice carries to your ears. I would speak with him, she said, then cackled. Her eyes gleam as she points you out to the man, the handsome one that leads your ragged column. I would speak with him, and that is all you can recall. Cutter, you feeling alright there? Yes, I'm fine. So do the fiends recruit? Often? He nods grimly, you can be sure of that. Sigil, the best source of fodder on the plains, beats milking planets of all their prime inhabitants. Too much work. So any more advice on surviving the war? Aye, whatever you do, don't talk about the Blood War with any fiend, or any Deva or Archon for that matter. Just don't talk about it, period, because you never know who in the L's you're really chatting with, and all of them get mighty touchy when you bring up the war. It's their reason for living. Anything else? He nods. Don't go through any portal unless you're piking sure you know where it goes. Maybe you haven't heard the tales of clueless planewalkers stepping through a portal and ending up smack dab in the middle of the Blood War skirmish. Know why you haven't heard of them? Because those sods are dead. 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 Anything else? And whatever you do, or whatever you does, never sign on for a tour of duty, no matter how much jink they flash in your mug. Certain death and signing on for a tour in the Blood War are the same thing, Cutter. Why's that? Chances are, when you sign up, they peel you so your tour of duty is till time itself grinds to a halt. Even death wouldn't be a release, because then you sink into the lower planes and get dredged back up as something worse than you were before. Then they got the talons on you for all eternity. Oh. How would you get out of a tour contract? Unless they don't want you, you don't have much chance. I never heard of it being done with mean-spirited recruits, or somebody they really wanted to keep their talons on. Outwitting a Tanari is risky, but can be done. The Bartazu were much more dangerous with their contracts. You sign one of those, you're down for life. You might try a little garnish. Try and daub them. And they might let you make a run for it, but where would you go? There are so many L's. And dying in the Blood War would be an especially bad thing? If you were evil, sure. If you're good, you'd go to another plane to spend your afterlife. But you'd still be a deader. Now for me, I still got a lot of evil to wash from me soul. So if I died in the lower plane, or lower planes, they would have had me lock, stock and barrel. You go to another plane when you die? Can you explain that? Go talk to the other death lecturer if you want the dark on that. I can't explain it as well as he. Though he's twice the fool and might scald you with the hot air roaring from his mouth. Ask you something else. Okay. No. How does one survive it? I'm pretty sure I've been over this, haven't I? Anything else? Don't talk about it. It's not that. Alright, so you'll tell us no tales of the Blood War. Alright, 1. Let me give you an example of what meat means to them. We'll get some mean-spirited mortal mercenaries together, maybe a drop of a few million strong, and let them slaughter each other for no real reason at all. A pointless battle over some power-forsaken piece of land. Guess where all those souls go? Where? Their souls sink into the planes of evil they fought on, where they can be ripped from the soup of the plane and set to fight again as... is that lemurs? Or lemures? Or mains, or whatever the piking sod those little fiendish deep dung heaps become. The more of those sodding petitioners they get, the more troops they have. Oh. God, there's so many more things. Describe... there's so many things. Can you tell me a little more about the Blood War? If I were to boil it down, it'd be this. The Blood War's been going on damn near forever, and will keep going on until damn near forever itself gets penned in the Dead Book. The Tanari, the champions of Chaos, and Evil, are trying to stomp the green-coloured dung out of the Batazu. The champions are Law and Evil. They butcher each other over how each of them thinks Evil should be. If you can believe that. Huh. What do you think would happen if someone stopped the Blood War? You can't make any piking difference in the war, it's too sodding big. You're a stone, a pebble in an ocean that's a pebble in another ocean, which is a pebble in another ocean, and so on and so forth. Till the stench cows come home. As a pebble, your goal is to not be noticed and sink to the bottom with the rest of the dregs. If you could make a difference, which you can't, you shouldn't try, because then the planes would tumble on down. The planes would tumble down? Why? He holds up his hand like pillars. The Blood War's like a big bloody support beam propping up the planes. Kick it down, and a lot of the planes come tumbling down with it. A lot of baggage rests on the back of the war. He suddenly brays like a donkey, laughing bitterly. The biggest, nastiest pack animal on the plains. Go on. He grins cynically. Besides, as some say, war's great for business. He laughs hollowly, then looks as if he could suddenly cry. Never mind. Oh, never you mind that. Another question? You alright? You seem pained. The man smiles sadly. Aye. Listen, Cutter, I'm no priest. Nor what I want to be one. But hear this. Keep evil out of your heart. When you die with evil in your heart, your spirit falls into the lower planes, where you become a petitioner. Go on. Any guesses as to what happens then? Petitioners in the Abyss and Bator get twisted into foot soldiers, and get to fight in the Blood War for all eternity. He chuckles, shaking his head. So that's the dark as to why the Batazu and Tanari try and corrupt all they touch, because they need more troops. Eat this. Keep evil far from you, or far from your art, Burke. God, reading his stuff is fucking difficult. Oh, what's this? Right, this is the last bit then. Some of you are sensitive, so I got one thing to say to you. Don't sign up to see what the Pike and Blood War is about. Don't be a balmy idiot. Use a sensory stone if you got to know. But stay the elves away from anything to do with the Blood War for real. 'Tis just not worth it. 'Tis, for a moment, a look of great pain crosses the man's face. Looks as if he was going to weep. Not worth it at all. That's the end of this session, so farewell. Huh. God, I really wish he didn't speak. I wish he could say H's. It's the fact he doesn't makes him just incredibly painful to read, because it's difficult. Right, so is this the plane walker person? 3 planes aligned. So, yeah, it is. So it is lawful and evil. So, thin and sharp features, his yellow skin covered with tattoos. This man looks over the room and its inhabitants with cold black eyes. He appears to be giving a lecture. You don't say. I am known as 3 Planes Aligned, a Githzerai scholar. If you are here for my lecture, it begins in a few moments. Mort sighs loudly. Come on, Chief, are we really going to stay for this? Just be quiet for a bit more, I want to listen for now. He speaks in a very low, somber tone. Today I shall speak of the power of alignment and belief, and how they shape the planes. First, I shall explain the concept of alignment. Alignment is a descriptor of one's beliefs, and how one acts upon those beliefs. At their core, all creatures predominantly behave in one of 3 ways. With good in their heart, with evil in their heart, or indifference, or neutrality in their heart. They predominantly express each of these core behaviors in one of 3 different ways. In an ordered manner, in a chaotic manner, or in an indifferent, neutral manner. Thus there are 9 core alignments that one is capable of. Yeah, like, got lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, Yeah, it's basically 3 for each. And then you've got neutral, so true neutral, lawful neutral, chaotic neutral. Then you've got lawful